She couldn't believe what she was about to do. Standing outside the upscale restaurant, clutching her worn purse, Maya Rodriguez stared at the crisp $100 bill in her trembling hand. Just 1 hour, one ruined date. That's all it would take to pay for her daughter's medication this month. The neon lights of the Chicago steakhouse blurred through her tears. She'd never done anything like this before, but when you're a single mother, working 3 jobs and your 8-year-old needs insulin you can't afford, morality becomes a luxury item priced just out of reach. You see that man at table 7? The voice on the phone had been cold, female, dripping with expensive perfume through the speaker. Destroy his date. Make him look like a fool. Make her run. There's $500 in it for you. $500. 2 weeks of groceries. A month of medication. A chance to sleep without the gnawing terror that kept her awake most nights. Maya pushed through the restaurant doors, her reflection in the glass showing a woman she barely recognized. When had the light gone out of her eyes? When had she become someone who could be bought? The hostess smiled professionally. Reservation? I'm just looking for someone. Maya's voice cracked. She spotted him immediately at table 7, exactly as described. Tall, dark-haired, probably mid-30s, wearing a charcoal suit that cost more than her monthly rent. He sat alone, checking his watch, a bouquet of sunflowers on the empty chair beside him. Sunflowers, her daughter Emma's favorite. Maya's stomach twisted. She thought of Emma that morning, pale and tired, trying so hard to smile before school. It's okay, Mommy, we'll figure it out. We always do, but they wouldn't. Not this time. The bills were stacked too high. The walls were closing in. She moved toward table 7, her heart hammering. The plan was simple. Spill wine on him, cause a scene, make him look ridiculous before his date arrived. The woman on the phone had been specific. He needs to be humiliated completely, make sure everyone sees. Who was she to judge? Maybe he deserved it. Maybe he was a terrible person. Rich people usually were, right? But as she got closer, she noticed something. He was nervous. Actually nervous. His hand kept adjusting his tie. He straightened the sunflowers twice. When the waiter approached, she heard him say, "Make sure everything's perfect. This is really important to me." Maya froze 3 feet from his table. "Can I help you?" His voice was kind. Genuinely kind. He'd noticed her standing there like a statue. No, sorry, wrong person." She turned to leave. "Do it," a voice screamed in her head. "Emma needs you. This man has everything. You have nothing. $500, do it." "Miss, excuse me?" He was standing now. "Are you okay?" "You look upset." That was it. That simple question, that human moment, it shattered something inside her. The tears came fast and hot. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't do this." "Can't do what?" "Hey, sit down, please." His concern was genuine, and that made it so much worse. She shouldn't have. But her legs gave out, and suddenly she was sitting across from him, the sunflowers between them, words pouring out like a broken dam. She told him everything. The job, the money, the mysterious woman, her daughter, the insulin, the impossible choices that poverty forces you to make at 3 in the morning when the fear won't let you sleep. He listened without interrupting. His face shifted from confusion to anger to something else, something softer. "How much do you need?" he finally asked. "For the medication." No, I didn't tell you this to..." "How much?" "I can't take your money. I was supposed to ruin your evening. I'm a horrible person." "You're not horrible. You're desperate. There's a difference." He pulled out his phone. "I'm going to send you something." "What's your Venmo?" "Please, I can't." "You can. You will. Because your daughter needs you, and right now, this is what you need." His eyes were fierce. "I'm Marcus Chen. I run a tech company. I have more money than I know what to do with. And you know what the difference is between you and most people I meet?" Maya couldn't speak. "You have a conscience. You couldn't go through with it. That matters." His phone buzzed. He glanced at it and his expression tightened. "That's her. My date. She just canceled." Something came up. He laughed, but it was bitter. "This was a setup. The woman who hired you is my ex-wife, isn't she? Victoria?" Maya nodded miserably. "She didn't give me a name, but she can't stand that I'm moving on. That I'm trying to date again." He set down his phone. "We divorced 2 years ago. She left me for someone wealthier, but she still wants to control me. Make me miserable. I'm so sorry. Don't be. You just saved me from a blind date that was never going to happen anyway. He smiled, and it transformed his face. But you know what? I'm hungry. These sunflowers are beautiful, and you look like you could use a meal that isn't ramen noodles or whatever. You've been surviving. Stay, have dinner with me. I couldn't possibly. Please, as a thank you, for being honest, for being human in a world that tries so hard to make us otherwise. What happened next surprised Maya more than anything else that evening. They talked. Really talked. Marcus told her about losing his parents young, building his company from nothing, the loneliness that comes with success. She told him about Emma's laugh, her dreams of being a veterinarian, the way she still believed in magic despite everything. 2 hours passed like minutes. The restaurant staff began giving them gentle hints. The sunflowers seemed to glow brighter. I want to help, Marcus said as they finally stood to leave. Not just with the medication. I want to offer you a job. My company needs a head of community outreach, someone who understands what real struggle looks like, someone with actual empathy. The pay is 6 figures. Full benefits. Everything you need. Maya's world tilted. You don't even know me. I know you were willing to humiliate yourself for your daughter. I know you couldn't go through with hurting a stranger. I know you're exactly the kind of person. I want representing my company. He held out his hand. What do you say? She thought about Emma, about the bills, about the desperate woman who'd stood outside this restaurant just hours ago, about the choice between survival and integrity, and how rarely life offers you both. Yes, she whispered. Yes. 3 months later, Maya stood in Marcus's office, now decorated with Emma's artwork. The little girl was thriving, healthy, laughing again. The job was real. The benefits were real. But more surprising was what else had grown in those months. Love. Quiet and unexpected. Built on sunflowers and second chances. Marcus looked up from his desk, his eyes warming when he saw her. Ready for dinner? Emma burst through the door behind Maya. Can we get pizza? Please, Marcus. He laughed, scooping her up. Whatever you want, kiddo. Maya watched them together and thought about that night. How close she'd come to making a terrible mistake. How one moment of conscience had changed everything. Later, as they sat in a small pizzeria, Marcus in his expensive suit, Emma with sauce on her chin, Maya finally at peace. She understood something fundamental about grace. Sometimes the universe sends you exactly where you need to be, even when you're at your worst. Sometimes kindness is returned 100-fold. Sometimes the people we're meant to hurt become the people who save us. And sometimes love finds you in the wreckage of someone else's cruelty, reminding you that humanity, at its core, is still worth believing in.